The State of the Brain meeting in 2018 is really about the genetic dissection of brain circuits and behavior in both health and disease. And it's co-organized with Honghui Zheng, with Josh Huang, and with Yuri Bujaki. This meeting was really aimed at some of the latest developments in the international brain initiatives. The fact that the first thing that they're tackling is how do we get an inventory of the parts of the brain? How do we understand what all the building blocks of the brain are and understand them at a genetic level? And then start to look at how do you build up brain circuits and ultimately how do behaviors emerge from these brain circuits with a genetic definition of the parts of these circuits. So it's really an opportunity to get the whole world together that is working on this challenge. Get them together, share their experiences, share their data, talk about the latest results, and ideally develop better and closer collaborations so that we can accelerate the process of understanding how all of these pieces fit together to create brain behavior and various disorders of the brain. The conference will actually review the tools that are used for genetic dissection, and these include a whole variety of tools using, for example, barcoding to look at connectivity, optogenetics to target specific cell populations, and then new imaging techniques that are allowing us to get genetically identified and labeled cells, but reconstructed, for example, across the entire brain. So I think that a very broad array of participants could be interested in this. We're really spanning from the level of a genetic understanding of cell types, but up to disorders and how do you apply some of the genetic dissection tools in the clinic. Anybody interested in understanding kind of the state of the art for really understanding all the elements and scales of a brain circuit and its implications in behavior and disorders would be interested in this meeting. Clearly, we're at the early stages of mapping the human brain, but this meeting will give us a picture of how much progress have we made in the first phases of these international brain projects to really getting that inventory, getting a cell atlas, knowing the building blocks of the brain. And that's the fundamental first step towards mapping the rest of the brain and its connectivity and then understanding the behavior. So we have a long way to go. But I think this will be a great moment in time to assemble a global perspective on how much progress are we making. The Blue Brain Project is actually an effort to create digital reconstructions of brain circuitry and ultimately the whole rodent brain. And of course the challenge there is that the data to build these computer models and simulations is actually being produced all around the world. You've got to collaborate, you've got to interact, you've got to know what data is being produced by groups around the world. And you have to look at how can you possibly integrate this data and knowledge across all the different levels of the brain into a computer model. So in that respect, I've been very engaged in talking with the creators and the organizers of the US Brain Initiative. I was part of the launching of the Human Brain Initiative. We collaborate with members of the China Brain Project and similarly around the world. So it's certainly an essential part of building models and understanding the brain is that kind of global collaboration.